As I promised to you guys a moment ago, here we are in Visual Studio, jumping right into the code from the first minutes of this session. So here I have a simple solution which is based on 3 different projects. Let's take a closer look at those projects. Let's start with the backend API web. So this is the .NET 5 application, and it's also based on ASP.NET Web API library. So I have my Web API here in this project. I have only one controller here, and within this one controller I have actually only one endpoint. As you can see, everything is super simple, so I'm basically querying my database, and from that database I'm getting the list of all my employees and returning them as a response from that endpoint. Next, I want to talk about the data project. So the data project, this is the .NET standard project. And here, as you can see, I'm basically having my data context, which is super simple again. And in addition to that, I also have the entities, and I have my employee entity here as well. I deliberately created this entity to be so simple because I would like to talk to you about the migrations later, so that will basically show how we can extend it. The next thing I would like to talk to you about is Backend API Data Design project. So this is again a .NET 5 project, and the idea here is that I really like to follow this principle of you aren't gonna need it. The idea is, if you want to use the Entity Framework, and especially Entity Framework Core, if you want to use the code first approach, then you actually need to bring a few libraries into your project, into your solution, that technically will have no use during the runtime. They will be used only during the design time to basically generate your migrations. So that is why, to keep this solution clean and also to show you how it can be implemented, I'm basically creating this third project, and the idea here is that that project will basically serve that purpose. It will have this design library. I will use that project to generate all my migrations as well, and also, as I will show you later, I will use that project to manage separately the changes of my schema in my database, which will be controlled by the Entity Framework migrations, and also the initial data seeding, which will be controlled by this Backend API Data Design project.